Today, crippling degrading, 6th of December. Second by second state continues. Problem still continues. I've just been to the library then very late, trying to charge up my phone and stuff. Crippling degrading, right. Relativising, sorry, crippling degrading. Last night, didn't get sleep while 6 or something this morning, 7 o'clock this morning, relativising your polar. As a transgression, committing crime against me all my entire life, snagged into a detective constable, killing my power or committing crime against me. Your polar all night is a transgression, committing crime against me. Internal breaking sessions with my entire life, snag costing me every day of my life. Problem still persists, costing me, like I said, it's as simple as that. They've internalised my entire life, so my life never changes outside of breaking sessions all day, every day. Crippling, degrading, crippling humiliation, talking pure shit, incriminating me all day. You're polar, liar, all day, you're sorry, replicating an apology by detectives into my power and stripping it out. I've just been in the library then and felt how serious the process is. It's encapsulated my entire life. There's not much more to that. They've encapsulated my entire life. My jaw's completely shut. The amount of pressure on my skull, they've stripped out my entire life. They've cost me my entire life to create a human punch bag. Basically, that's what I'm saying. I'm losing every day of my life from to commit crime against me and internalise it to create a human punch bag, to create a full control state. So they've wrote my life off as a control state at my expense, or every minute or every day of my life, to talk shit into my power all day or relativise into my power all day. Critical condition still continues. They've absolutely destroyed somebody's life. I'm 33 at the end of this month and I'm still putting up this internal breaking sessions, still losing every day of my life, a majority of the days of my life, with my power internalised, with detectives talking shit into my power or committing crime against my power. I'm not hearing voices. They've created an internal punch bag where it's internal breaking sessions all day. They've snagged my power where they can commit crime against it all day, relativising through it. It's transgression, so they create your life for you. They've been relativising that themselves, created your power for you, and it's cost at my life's expense. Crippling degrading still continues. They've cost me every day of my life in a controlled state. I've lost 90% of my life in a controlled state, losing every single day. So, like I said, second by second state continues. For suicide, it's inhumane to be alive. All last night when I was trying to sleep, crippling, degrading, saying sorry into my power or replicating an apology and stripping my power out. And then all night as well, relativising your polar is a transgression, committing crime against me. And while they're doing it, like I've said, it's crippling, degrading, whereby they're imitating or replicating them getting criminal power or criminal prowess out of committing crime against somebody, and they're entitled to do what they want. So, problem still continues. They've made their own internal punch bag where they fulfil their own fantasies at my expense. They've created an internal punch bag where they bombard somebody with transgressions and get gratification at my life's expense. It's cost me every day of my life. Problem still continues. Apologising all day, every day, imitating a detective constable, having entitlement to my life to say sorry for me while committing crime against me. In other words, replicating, having entitlement to my life to say sorry for me whilst committing crime against me, making threats against my life, then saying sorry for it and pulling my life out in a critical condition. So I'm subject to my entire life encapsulated into a detective making threats against my life and then saying sorry for it to get sadistic pleasure or gratification out of me committing crime against somebody in a controlled state and then saying sorry for it. It means you're a human punch bag. That's what a human punch bag is, where they can vent their frustrations or commit crime against you. Because they make threats against your life and threaten you and commit crime against your power internally with a magnitude of 1,000 crimes, then say sorry for it in a controlled state, so you can get perverted in sadistic gratification out of keeping a human being as a human punch bag, where they can commit crime against you, catastrophic torture internally against your power, then say sorry for it and say it's mental illness or drug use. Critical condition, there needs to be a lot more regulation on what it is that they're actually doing. I cannot believe in this day and age that they've not regulated what it is that they're doing. My jaw is completely snagged shut, as I've just said. I've been in the library then. You can feel the amount of life or control of my own life they've stripped out, and it's catastrophic. They've probably pulled out an entire lifetime. There's people that have they've pulled out an entire lifetime. There's people that had entire lives in the power that they've pulled out. So the amount that they've stripped out, or the amount that they've pulled out for that long and with that frequency, 3,000 times a day with that frequency for that long, they stripped out an entire lifetime. So the amount of control on somebody's life is vast. crippling, degrading continues, apologising into my power and pulling out any power I've got over my own life. It's kept jaws completely wide shut. They've stripped out my entire lifetime into a controlled state. It's cost me my entire life to make a human punch bag where they can commit crime against your power all day internally, creating your power for you. So thousands of times a day they relativise shit into your power. Liar, he'd have got taken off you. You'd have got her. Imitating you'd have had sex with random women in hindsight, or he'd have got taken off you. Indicating police officers would have got taken off the file 10 years ago, got taken off the whatever it is, whatever power they've got. Problem still continues, talking pure shit, relativizing shit into my power all day, costing me every minute of my life to be a human punch bag, committing crime against me. Apparently they've put my power in the system, put my life in the system, so my life now revolves around detectives saying sorry to me while committing crime against me all day. My life never changes in society, costing me every day of my life. Problem still continues, they've made a human punch bag. I can't believe it's still going on in this day and age and they're not being arrested, as I said 6 years ago. So they're still relativising shit into my power like they did 6 years ago. Sorry, he'd have got taken off you. Guilty, they've been saying guilty. Have you learned your lesson yet? Been saying have you learned your lesson yet for 6 years while committing crime against me and inflicting pain or agony. In other words, it's sadistic torture where they're saying have you learned your lesson yet, and they've got power to commit crime against you or weaponise institutionalisation. He'd have got taken off you for 6 or 7 years. So for 6 or 7 years, they've been saying two slogans that I can think of now that they've been saying all night last night, like they was 6 years ago. He'd have got taken off you, indicating police officers should never have had access to my life, and police officers should have got taken off me. So in hindsight, he'd have got taken off you. In other words, a police officer would have got taken off, which is not my problem, and they've made every bit of my problem into he'd have got taken off you, and we're not getting it, yeah. Apparently police officers are not getting me power in the system, relativising we're not getting it, yeah. They've been saying that for 6 years straight. You can see under my eyes the amount of frequent awakening I'm subject to for years, the frequent torture I'm subject to. I can't believe that there's no regulation to this extent. My jaw is completely snagged shut. I've got no sex power, no sex drives, all day crippling, degrading with detectives entitled to commit crime against me, saying sorry into 1,000 crimes. Critical state continues. It's a forced suicide. They destroyed somebody's life to talk shit all day into somebody's power. It's wrecked my life.